everyone, welcome to the post-game show. We're just putting away our armies. I'm done, because I had a few less models to put away. So what do you think about the game? Very close.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So this was the first sort of test out of this amount of line of sight blocking terrain. This was some new terrain that
I liked it.
Trying out. Yeah. It added an element to the game. It did not break things at all. There was nothing that you couldn't get around to.
Yep.
We had to kind of discuss at the beginning what it would take to get up to the top and how we were going to handle true line of sight with the guys up on top. And so that all worked out.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
That vortex of doom, oh my god.
It was my favorite thing in the game.
I think we figured out that thing. So I think we figured out you took about 800 points of my army, maybe more.
And they got like 500 of it.
Yeah, it easily took out like 500. Like, without that, you know, and it's a fun random element to the game. I'm actually working on the Dark Angels flyer right now because I want to be able to randomly produce those vortexes as I zoom across the board. But
yeah, and also it seemed adamant to kill specific things. Like it killed both of your towers.
Yeah.
And it killed the Riptide. That was my favorite thing of the game. Was when I rolled a 6 and it hit your Riptide twice. It followed him.
Yeah. Well, and you'll notice too, it followed my retreat after you assaulted my one flank and it fell. I tried to kind of regroup on the other side.
Yeah.
And I did okay with that. You know, held it together a bit. But the vortex kept on following me, and it kept on taking out my guys. And as soon as it started to go in your direction, it went off the board.
It did, and that's the best part. Like, it just went off the board over there. It's actually that's where it is. That's where it ended up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. MVP of the game for me, Vortex of Doom / Librarian, who not only got me he didn't get me Slay the Warlord because my Flamer got me Slay the Warlord. He got you Slay the Warlord.
Yeah.
And got the Vortex of Doom off, which killed a hilarious amount of stuff. Like, I just can't believe how much dead stuff it got.
Yeah.
Imagine if I got 2 off. That would have been amazing. That was my next power I was going to cast after Sanctuary.
Keep going. Yeah, well, I brought up the other Vortex of Doom for you to use.
Yeah.
That thing was painful.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I really had an MVP. Other than maybe Fireblade just being able to get off those torrent of shots. Like,
yeah.
you got a couple of really strong volleys. And, you know, in fairness, that was what I was able to use to take down the Dread Knight, which I really needed to do.
Yeah, the Dread Knight did die. One of them was at 3 wounds left, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. If the game continued, he would have just kind of ran around and had some fun.
Yeah, because I had no answer for him.
No, he's pretty tough. And you can volley of fire him. That's the thing with Tau is a lot of time Tau are the best when they're focusing all on the same target. Unfortunately, you can't fire at him and Drago's squad.
That was the one thing that this train really made me do is I had 4 different squads of fire warriors, and that was a lot of my fire for the game. But after first turn, basically 2 of those squads were gone. And that was tough to recover from. And then the combination of that, and that was some bad placement. I didn't have my guys daisy chained out and close enough to the ethereal. So that was some bad placement on my half. But between that and losing the Riptide, just a random scatter,
I know.
That was rough.
It's like I lost my Warlord just to a Perils, and
yeah. The cards were pretty balanced, though. I thought the cards you were getting and the cards I was getting, you were able to get 3 of my cards.
And you should have gotten 2, but you couldn't blow my guy. Unfortunately, that one guy off. If you blew the one guy off, you would have gotten 2 of my cards.
Yeah, I was trying the one thing back here, and the 3 guys were lined up. Yeah. If I had taken out the one guy, I could have zoomed my flyer over and then jumped my other guys forward.
Because the funniest part was, I think the swaying thing was, we both got an objective that neither of us had, which was objective 3, and I was just able to get there first.
Yeah.
And I was able to get there first and grab it for me and you.
Well, and I had to convince you about that. You were like, "Oh no, that's too far in the back. You'll be able to get." I'm like, "No, it would take me 2 rounds."
And it was taking me 2, but I was going first. Yeah, and I got lucky. I needed a 5 on the run, and I got a 5. Anything less, I would have failed. It was kind of fun that we lost so many points of our armies just due to random luck.
Yeah.
That's a fun game.
Well, your librarian killed himself after I put 1 wound on him.
That was awesome.
Just more or less dumb luck than anything else.
Yeah.
The buildings were kind of neat.
I liked it.
What we called them, So we called them as ruins, and we called them
I
as
think
impassable.
ruins. I think ruins is fair because there's no doors. You shouldn't be able to go inside them. There's no windows, and
There's doors and windows.
Shh. No, just ruins. You just go on top of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it's good. Yeah, we just decided each level's 4 inches because if you played as 6, you actually couldn't get up them. It'd be really unfair.
Jump back or whatever.
Yeah, and the problem is you and I only had like 3 things then that could go on top.
Yeah.
Other than
that would have made, my Pathfinders then would have just been able to stay up there, except for the Torrent Flamers.
Yeah, Torrent Flamers, and I can Deep Strike on top of them. But Torrent Flamers would be, I would have gone for them pretty quickly. But yeah, Torrent Flamers are fun, especially against Tau because 8v4.
Yeah.
It's one of the few armies that's good against Tau and Tyranids.
Yeah.
Orcs rely a lot on invols, and demons rely on a lot on invols. But it's all good. Yeah, crazy amount of death, crazy amount of game, very close score. By the way, you guys don't know, it was a Grey Knight victory, but it was within a point or two. It wasn't very.
Yeah, if I've been able to pull that off over here, it's a 1 point difference. So there was so many things during the course of the game.
Yeah, but either of us could have. Yeah, I know it. So many. Yeah.
If I hadn't so dedicated my skimmer to that one side, I could have gone to objective 3 sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Beat you to it. There's so many things that could have done that 2 point swing
Yeah.
that would have changed the game.
Yep, exactly. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this battle report. We definitely had fun filming it. It's a very close game. That's what I like to see because that's what, it's about having a fun game, close game. The cards, obviously a lot came down to cards, but we said we had fun. So thank you very much for watching. Tyson, this is Jay and
Dave.
And I'm actually in Bridge North, Northridge / Chatham, Kent. How many names for this place are there? And also, what's the other one? What's the area around this place that it doesn't have a name? It's called
Smith Ennismore Township.
Ah, yeah. That's what it's all. So yeah. Till then, happy painting.